And the problem is, Mike, is that even large companies suffer from this human problem of cybercrime.
Mm.
If you look at the Las Vegas hack of last year, it was all about someone clicking on an email that allowed the criminals to, oh, actually, let me take a step back. This wasn't even an email. This was voice cloning. So someone cloned.
Well, that's what I was going to say about AI. It's gotten really good. They can learn more about you. They can fake your child's voice or your parents' voice or your boss's voice.
Right.
Say,
But
hey, go
you still
transfer this
have to
money.
respond to that. You still have to respond to that message or a phone call that comes in. And that's what happened in Vegas at the MGM Grand. And someone, oh yeah, let me just go ahead and give out these passwords over the phone. That's a big no-no. But it all boils down. Cybercrime could be solved if we'd help more people build up their personal firewalls to keep safe from these cyber attacks. And people will say, well, you're an IT person. Obviously, it comes second nature to you. Well, not really, because MoneyGram got hacked this summer. And guess which department they attacked with this socially engineered attack? It was the IT department. So everyone needs to work on building up their firewall and to beware of these socially engineered attacks, because every device, you remember that every device you own, someone's just going to not just get into it. You've got to make sure you're not clicking on stuff and falling for these AI socially engineered scams.
Yeah, I want to ask you more about that. I think in the world where it's getting harder and harder to tell, or at least there's a new evolution with AI, how you developed your personal firewall, or what some tips would be, because I think, at least for me, like, hey, I'm a younger Gen Xer, where it's like I can spot email spam from a mile away, right? We've all seen tens of thousands of emails. You can tell by the subject line whether this is coming from a company or one of your friends. Humans are generally lazy. They use a lot less words and a lot less punctuation and stuff than marketers, spammers, or robots. But when it comes to a telephone phishing attempt, or a really good kind of spoofed website or something, I think it becomes harder to tell. So what are your kind of telltale signs, or what do you do to protect yourself?
Well, for starters, I really don't answer my cell phone.
Nobody does.
Seriously, if someone wants to reach you, they're gonna. Well, you can't rely on text, because it's not going to be a vague text. Not the call me text, because I'm going to be like, I'm not calling you. You need to tell me what's going on. And more people need to get into that mindset. Same thing with voice calls. I mean, if you get a call from an unknown number, let it go to voicemail, because if someone really wants to reach you, they're going to leave you a voicemail message. Now, if it's a scammer, they're just going to move on to the next number, because it's a numbers game and they're really not concerned about getting you to call them back. So, I mean, that's the first thing. Next thing is people need to stop giving out their mobile number. We're in a day and age now, your mobile number should only be given out to close family and close friends. I mean, if you're just reading a random stranger at a networking event and you don't want your phone number to be part of the collective, then set up a Google Voice or WhatsApp phone number, or use a voice over IP service where you have a professional number that you can give out to somebody that allows you to send back text messages, and then just keep your mobile phone number safe. Same thing with email. Just quit giving out your email and have a public email that you would use, that you can kind of keep yourself away from all of those spam messages. But again, it's about just making sure that you stay vigilant in these messages that come in. Just scrutinize it and make sure that when you receive a phone call, when you receive a message, verify it's a legitimate source rather than just react to the phone call that came in.
I think those are great tips, and some things that we can really control easily on our own side is having a number that we use when we're filling out web forms and stuff like that, and a different email that we use for spam and signups and things that we do for personal and bank accounts. Certainly the same with passwords, right? We've been telling people that for years, but they still use the same password on everything.
Right. But Mike, the good thing about passwords is that's starting to become a passing fad, no pun intended. There's two different things that you can do to keep safe from passwords. So number one would be to use passphrases as opposed to passwords. And there is a website called, oh goodness gracious, it's Bitwarden. It's bitwarden.com/ like password manager. And you can go to Bitwarden's website and it will help you come up with a passphrase, which is two unrelated words that create a strong password. Like maybe you would want to come up with pinstriped rock or orange. I can't say orange, but orange desk or something along that lines of two items that are unrelated, because passphrases are stronger than passwords, and it'll take centuries to break a passphrase as opposed to just your standard password. And if you go to Bitwarden's website, you can put in like an 8-character passphrase and it'll say, well, yeah, someone can crack that in about 3 hours and then you're toast. So passphrases is the way to go. And Mike, the wave of the future is passkeys. Now, passkeys use biometrics. So Google, Apple, and Microsoft allow you to set up passkeys. So it's either a fingerprint or your eyeball or facial recognition that allows you to log into not only your device, but also into specific websites when you're using passkeys. And with biometrics, it's really hard to duplicate a fingerprint or your face. So that's why we're headed in that direction as far as keeping accounts safe.
Yeah, I like the biometrics a lot better than even the two-factor authentication, which is just annoying. I'm a little dyslexic, so if you send me 6 to 8 numbers in a row and I have to retype them somewhere, it's going to take me a try or two. But it's fascinating.